Once united, the mortal does not separate again. If, however, he be really united, he, the true Lord, puts an end to coming and going. He who effaces and obliterates her ego sews for herself a gown to please her groom. By Guru's instruction, she obtains the fruit of the ambrosial word of the Lord. Nanak says, O my sister friends, my bridegroom, the Lord, is very dear to me. We are the Lord's handmaiden. He is our true husband. Suhi, first Guru, they within whose vessel, mind, is the Lord's love, them the Lord exalts, regenerates. He gives them bounty of bliss and removes their suffering. There is absolutely no doubt that he will assuredly save them. The Guru comes to meet those for whom such destiny is recorded. He blesses them with the instruction of the God's nectar name. They who walk in the true Guru's will never wander a begging. He who lives close to his Lord's mansion, why should he bow to another? At the Lord's gate, the porter does not ask him absolutely any question. One is redeemed at the bidding of him on whom is the Lord's grace. The Lord himself sends and recalls the mortals. There is none else to counsel him. He himself demolishes, constructs and creates. He, the Lord, knows everything. Nanak says, the merciful Master grants the gift of name to him to whom he shows his grace. Suhi, first Guru, sublime is the vessel which pleases him. An extremely filthy vessel does not become purified by washing. Through the Guru's teaching, one acquires enlightenment. When washed at the Guru's portal, then the vessel is rendered clean. The understanding to distinguish between good and bad, the Lord himself grants. Let no one think that he will obtain a place of rest hereafter by doing whatever he likes. As are the deeds one does, so would he become. Nectar is the Lord's name, and he himself blesses the mortal with it. The trumpet play in the glory of him who, embellishing his life, departs with honor. Not only in the poor world of men alone, his renown shall resound in the three worlds. Nanak says he himself shall be blissful and shall save all his lineage. Suhi, first Guru, the renunciator practices renunciation, and the glutton keep on eating. He who is a penitent practices penance, bathes and rubs himself at the pilgrim places. I yearn to hear thy call, O brother dear, if someone sits and utters it to me. As the one sows, so he reaps, and whatever he earns, that he eats. Hereafter no account is called from him who goes there with the flag of name. As are the deeds the mortal does, so is he called. Each breath taken without the Lord's remembrance, that breath goes in vain. If there be someone to purchase it, I shall sell off this body of mine for my Lord. Nanak says, that body is of no use which does not enshrine the true name. Suhi, first Guru, Kar seventh, the creator of all is one, the only one. He is realized by true Guru's grace. Yoga is not in wearing a patched coat, nor the yoga is in carrying a staff, nor is yoga in smearing the body with ashes. Yoga lies not in earrings, nor in shaven head, and not even in blowing of horn. Abide pure amidst the worldly impurities, thus shall thou find the way to yoga. By mere words, yoga is not practiced. One who looks upon all the mortals with the same eye and deems them all equal is called a true yogi. Yoga consists not in wandering to yonder tombs or crematoriums or sitting in trance. Yoga lies not in wandering over native and foreign lands, nor in bathing at places of pilgrimage. Abide thou pure amid the worldly impurities. Thou shalt thus find the way of yoga. If one meets the true Guru, then his doubts are dispelled and the wandering mind is restrained. Then rains nectar celestial music plays, and from within his own self is attained enlightenment. Remain thou pure amid impurities, like this thou shalt find the way of yoga. Nanak says to die while living practice such a yoga. When the horn blows without being blown, then shalt thou obtain the fearless status. When one remains detached amidst worldly attachments, then he attains the way of yoga. Suhi first Guru, which is the scale and which are the weights? What assayer shall I call for thee, O Lord? Who is the Guru from whom I should receive instructions, and by whom should I have thine worth appraised? O my venerable beloved, I know not thy limit. Thou art fully contained in water, dry land, nether and upper regions. Thou thyself art pervading everywhere. My mind is the scale, the consciousness, the weights, and performance of thy service is my jeweler. Within my mind I weigh the spouse, Lord, in this I fix my attention. Thou thyself art the pointing needle, the weights and the scale. Thou thyself art the weighman. Thou thyself beholdest thyself, thou understandest, and thou thyself art the dealer. The blind of low caste and the stranger comes for the moment and departs in it twice. In its companionship Nanak abides. How can he, the fool, attain to thee, O Lord? Rag Suhi, 4th Guru, Kar first. The Creator of all is one, the only one. He is realized by true Guru's grace. In my heart, I have meditated on the Lord's name by divine word of the Supreme Guru. Then the desires of my mind and body are all fulfilled, and my dread of death is dispelled. O myself, sing thou the praise of the Lord God's name. Through the Guru's prayer, the mind is instructed and drinks God's elixir in deep draughts. Sublime is the true Guru's congregation, which sings the praises of my Lord God. Lord, in your grace, unite me to the holy company, where I may wash the feet of thine devotees. The Lord's name rings all through. By Guru's instruction, its sweetness and relish are enjoyed. The thirsty man has obtained God's water, the divine nectar, and all his thirst is quenched. The great true Guru is my caste and my honor. I have sold my head to the Guru. Slave Nanak is styled as disciple of the Guru. O my Guru, preserve thou the honor of thy slave. Suhi 4th Guru, as I contemplate the name of the Lord God, the Supreme Being, my poverty and hosts of sins are all destroyed. Through the Guru's words, the fear of birth and death is removed. By serving the ever stable Lord, I am absorbed in peace. O myself, meditate thou on the very loving name of the Lord. Dedicating my mind and body, I have placed them before the Guru. My head I have sold at a high price. The monarch and kings enjoy pleasures and relishes, but without the name, death seizes and dispatches them off. When the righteous judge imposes penalty on them, and they obtain the fruit of their actions, then they regret. Save, save me, O God, I am a warm slave of thine. I have sought thy protection, my nourisher Lord. Bless me with the sight of thine saint, that I may obtain peace. Fulfill my desire, O Lord, as I am slave of thine. Thou art Almighty and Supreme God, the Lord Master. Lord, grant me thou with the particle of your bounty. By procuring the name, Serf Nanak obtains peace. I am ever a sacrifice unto thy name, O Lord. Suhi 4th Guru, God's name is the love of God. God's love is of fast color like madder dye. On being pleased, the Guru imbues with the Lord's dye, and it never gets faded again. Myself enshrine thou the love of the Lord God's name. On being mightily pleased, the Guru has instructed me in God, and God, the King, has doubtlessly met me. An ignorant, self-willed bride repeatedly comes and goes in existences. She does not care to remember her Lord God. Her mind is attached with the love of another. I am evildoer and filled with filth. O Lord, my partisan, keep me under your favor. The Guru has bathed me in the tank of nectar, and all the scum of my sins is washed off. God, Lord, compassionate to the meek and humble, unite me to the holy company. On meeting the holy company, slave Nanak has obtained God's love, and his mind and body are imbued with the love. Suhi, fourth Guru, he who utters God's name and ever practices deceit, his heart does not become pure. He may perform many ritual actions night and day, he gets not peace even in dream. O divine, without the Guru, the Lord's devotional service cannot be performed. The unbleached cloth shall not ever catch the dye, however much all may desire. The malady of self-willed person shall never go, though he may perform recitation, penance, self-disciple, fasting and worship. Inside him is the malady of excessive ego, and he is ruined by another's love. Outwardly he assumes numerous guises and practices cleverness, but his mind wanders in 10 directions. Engrossed in ego, he contemplates not the name and is cast into existences over and over again. Nanak says, he on whom is God's grace understands him, such a person meditates on his name. By Guru's grace, he realizes the one Lord and is absorbed in unique one. Suhi, fourth Guru Kar second, the creator of all is one, the only one. He is realized by true Guru's grace. By Guru's teaching, I have searched the place of self and have found the wealth of the Lord Master's name. The Lord Master has enshrined peace in my mind. On meeting the Guru, the fire of desire is extinguished in an instant and all my hunger is annulled. O my mother, I live only by singing God's praises. The true Guru graciously implanted and confirmed the attributes of Lord and the name in me. I search and seek my loved Lord Master. By meeting the holy company, I have obtained the Lord Nectar. By virtue of the preordained destiny on my brow, I have obtained the Lord. Through his prayer, Guru Nanak unites the mortals with God, O brother. Suhi, fourth Guru, should the Lord show mercy, he attaches the mortal's mind with the love of God. The Guru word merges in the Lord God's name. Imbued with the God's love, the mind enjoys spiritual bliss. Day and night he ever remains in joy and merges into word of the perfect Guru. Everyone longs for the Lord's love. By the Guru's guidance, deep red dye is made. The self-willed stupid person ever remain deprived of this dye. Even if he desires 100 times, he obtains not the Lord's love. If the Lord shows grace, then he finds the true Guru. Nanak is absorbed in divine elixir of God's love. Suhi, fourth Guru, my tongue remains tiated with God's elixir. Whoever by Guru's guidance drinks it, he is absorbed in poise. O brother devotee, if thou tastest God's ambrosia, then how can thou be enamored of other relishes? By the Guru's guidance, keep thou lodged this name nectar in thy heart. They who are imbued with God's elixir abide in divine bliss. The self-willed person cannot taste the Lord's nectar. He acts in ego and suffers great punishment. If the Guru shows grace, then is he blessed with God's elixir. Nanak, absorbed in divine joy, sings God's praises. Suhi, fourth Guru Kar sixth, the creator of all is one, the only one. He is realized by true Guru's grace. By contemplating God, men of low caste obtain high dignity. Ask Bidur, the son of handmaiden, in whose house Krishna stayed. O men, my brothers, listen to the inexpressible divine discourse of God, by which doubt, suffering and hunger are all removed. Ravidas, the cobbler, lauded God and every moment sang his praises. Though of low caste, he became sublime, and 4 castes came and fell at his feet. Namdev embraced affection for the god, even though people named and called him Dyer, a calico printer. The Lord turned his back on Khatris and Brahmins and showed his face and favored Namdev. As many as there are devotees and servants of God, the 68 pilgrim places put the frontal mark on the foreheads of them all. If God the King showers His grace, slave Nanak shall night and day touch their feet. Suhi fourth Guru, they alone meditate on God in their hearts, on whose forehead such destiny is recorded from the very beginning. What backbiting, slandering can anyone do of them on whose side my Lord the Creator is? Myself, meditate on the Lord. O my mind, meditate on the God who is the remover of all the sufferings of many births. In primal time, God conferred on His devotees the ambrosial treasure of His meditation. He who is a fool tries to rival them. His face is blackened here and hereafter. They are the devotees and they are His servants to whom the Lord's name is sweet. Through their service the Lord is attained. Ashes fall on the slanderer's head. He alone knows it in whose house this has occurred. Ask thou Nanak, the world teacher, and reflect on it. During the 4 generations of the Gurus and from the beginning of the ages, none has ever obtained God by calumny and reviling. By an attitude of humble devotion, like a servant, one is emancipated. Suhi fourth Guru, wherever the Lord is contemplated, there the Lord becomes friend and helper. By Guru's grace, God abides in the mind. By no other means can He be obtained. Amass God wealth, O brother, so that the Lord may become thy succorer in this world and next one. In the holy company, God's wealth is earned. God's wealth is not attained elsewhere by any other effort whatever. One dealing in God's jewels purchases the jewel of God's wealth. The glass merchant cannot acquire God's wealth by mere chatter. God's wealth is like pearl, gem, and emerald.